intake a lot of solid food and fluids as part of our daily diet. No matter what we eat or drink or wherever we go, our body maintains a constant internal environment. The system which helps to maintain this constant environment or homeostasis is called the excretory system. The excretory system removes all the metabolic waste from our body. Metabolic wastes are produced as a result of the reactions which are happening inside the cells of our body. Kidneys are the main organ in excretory system. Kidneys remove all the waste and excess fluid from our body and thereby maintaining a constant internal environment. Or in other words, we can say kidneys maintain the homeostasis. A harmful product or a toxic product called ammonia is produced as a result of protein digestion. This ammonia is transported into the liver and there it is transformed into a lesser harmful product called urea. Liver then releases this urea into the bloodstream and through bloodstream it reaches the kidneys. Kidneys filter this urea and expel it out from our body through urine. The other organs included in excretory system are the ureter, urinary bladder, urethra, lungs, liver and sweat glands. Let's understand how these organs help to maintain the homeostasis or help in the excretion of waste from our body. Liver is an organ which is situated under the rib cage on right side of the abdomen. One of the main function of liver is to detoxify the toxins from our body. We eat a lot of protein in our daily life. Proteins are made up of amino acids. When the amino acid gets digested, the amino group is removed from it to form ammonia and organic acid. This is the chemical formula of amino acid. This group is amino group and this is acid. And the R group is the side chain of amino acids. This amino group is separated and converted into ammonia. It is really toxic to our body. This ammonia from small intestine travels to the liver through the hepatic portal vein. Through this vein, this ammonia enters the liver from stomach. Then this ammonia enters the mitochondria inside the cell. Inside the mitochondria, the ammonia is mixed with carbon dioxide and finally the urea, which is a lesser harmful product than ammonia, is formed. Then this urea will be released into the bloodstream. Kidneys are a pair of bean-shaped organs on either side of the spine. The urea released by the liver through the bloodstream reaches the kidneys. The filtration in kidney is done by three processes: glomerular filtration, tubular reabsorption, and water conservation. The blood enters into the kidney through the renal artery and leaves through the renal vein. The renal artery is branched into smaller capillaries inside the kidney. The outer part of the kidney is called the cortex and inner part is the medulla. The artery and vein enters the kidney through a portion called renal hilum. On an average, 1100 to 1200 milliliters of blood is filtered by kidney per minute. It is about 1800 liters a day, which is 400 times the total blood volume. The smaller units responsible for filtration and reabsorption in kidney is known as the nephron. Nephrons are the functional unit of kidney. They lie as half part in the cortex and half in the medulla. The nephrons starts from here and it enters the medulla and then again it goes into the cortex like this. Nephrons are there in the kidney. Each kidney has around 1 million nephrons. The first part of nephron is called the glomerulus. Glomerulus is a ball of capillaries which is situated inside a capsule. The capsule is called the Bowman's capsule, and there is a space inside the Bowman's capsule that's surrounding the glomerulus is called the Bowman's space. Blood enters into the glomerulus through the afferent arterioles and leaves through the efferent arteriole. When blood enters the glomerulus, the smaller particles from blood diffuses into the Bowman's space. Smaller particles like water, inorganic ions, glucose, amino acids, and urea diffuses into the Bowman's capsule. At this time, the filtrate is called glomerular filtrate, as the filtration is done by the glomerulus. From there, the filtrate reaches the next part of the nephron, which is called the proximal convoluted tubule. From there, a small amount of water, sodium ions, glucose, and amino acids are reabsorbed into the capillaries from the efferent arteriole. Next part of nephron is called the loop of Henle. From the descending part, more water is reabsorbed through osmosis. Water is reabsorbed from the descending part. And when this filtrate reaches at the base, the concentration of the filtrate is high as more water has reabsorbed. The ascending loop is permeable to sodium ions but not water. From here, sodium ions are reabsorbed into the medulla. From here, sodium is reabsorbed into the medulla. The next reabsorption happens in the distal convoluted tubule, and here the reabsorption is done under the control of hormones. The filtrate from several nephrons are collected into a common duct called the collecting duct. From the collecting duct, water is again reabsorbed according to the need of the body. From here, water is reabsorbed into the medulla. If the body is dehydrated, more water is reabsorbed and the resultant urine will be concentrated. The water reabsorption is under the influence of another hormone called antidiuretic hormone from the hypothalamus. This urine, which contains high amount of urea, now reaches the ureters. There are two ureters, each one attached to one kidney, that carry urine from the kidney to the bladder. It is about 10 to 12 inches long. Ureters have thick contractile walls. Urinary bladder is an organ for the temporary storage of urine from kidneys. The bladder can store up to 500 to 700 ml of urine in humans. Urethra is a thin tube that begins at the lower opening of the bladder. It transmits urine from bladder to outside of the body through urination. Urethra is held closed by urethral sphincter that keeps the urine in the bladder until we urinate. Let's take a quick glance on other excretory organs, sweat glands and lungs. Sweat glands in the skin secrete fluid waste called sweat. Sweating is also called perspiration. Its main function is the temperature control of the body, but it is also a part of excretory system, as sweat contains water, salts, and a small amount of urea. There are two types of sweat glands: eccrine sweat gland and apocrine sweat gland. Eccrine sweat glands are present on the skin surface. Urea is excreted through eccrine glands. Apocrine glands are associated with hair follicles. Lungs is the organ that helps us to breathe. It inhales oxygen and exhales carbon dioxide. Around 20% of oxygen is there in the air we breathe in. Blood transports this oxygen to the cell. The cells uses this oxygen to break down sugar in order to produce energy. This process is called cellular respiration. Carbon dioxide is produced as a result of this cellular respiration. When carbon dioxide level increase in our body, it will harmfully affect our body and brain. Thus, we have to get rid of this carbon dioxide. This job is done by the lungs. To gain more knowledge on gas exchange, please watch our video on respiratory system from the above link. That's it about excretory system. If you like this video, please share it with your friends. If you have any queries, put it in the comment box. Thank you.